Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Bastion, and last time we acquired a new weapon, that being, well, a mortar of sorts, a galleon mortar, so that's an interesting addition to our arsenal. We also actually fully completed the Fire Bellows trial, and so we now have gotten the Ring of Fire ability from that, which we have tried out on a few occasions, actually. Made for a very useful skill when we were going against a bit of a boss encounter, so I think we'll stick with that matchup right here, that pairing. Oh, we also totally forgot to use our shard last time, apparently. Whoopsie daisies.
The monument's getting better. Zolf sure did a number on it, though.
Okay, so that means we just have a couple of things left for us to potentially upgrade. Those being either the Foundation, which is where... Oh, hold on. Pretending these are called Foundation? No, although that could very well be the name of one of these buildings. The Arsenal, where we're selecting weapons. I deliberately have avoided this thus far because it always felt like, I mean, what would we upgrade beyond just having the ability to choose our weapons and choose one special ability? Maybe a second special ability? Not sure. There are other secret skills we might be able to unlock there. Otherwise, over here at the shrine, the thought was that presumably we would unlock additional challenges that we can put on and that would give us more experience and rewards for doing that. At this stage, I think we're getting fairly far along in the game, though, so I'm not sure that there's going to be all that much time for this to add up to anything significant. May not really be much of a factor. So I think we probably do try out doing it at the Arsenal and see what we get out of this. The True Arsenal grants access to the Trapper Snare, a powerful secret skill. Oh, okay. Secret skill. I assume we can figure out here that it gives us additional members of the Pantheon, the more elusive Pantheon members. So, okay. I feel like I do already like our Trip Mine special ability, our secret skill there, and we just picked up one or two secret skills from finishing those challenges, those trials, to the and getting the #1 reward from them. So, I guess we'll do this. Both of them seem like they're perhaps justifiably the ones that we saved for last because they're not going to provide that much benefit to us, but sure, we'll do it.
The arsenal's complete, in case we need protection.
Okay, so let's just take a look at what it is. Trapper Snare, a sophisticated snaring kit that instantly springs open to immobilize foes in the user's vicinity. Trappers relied on this for hunts that didn't go as planned. Yeah, when they actually get surrounded by the would-be prey. Okay, so I mean, this one might be a good in case of trouble ability when you do get rushed down by enemies. Rather than damaging them, however, you immobilize them, and presumably that means not only can they not move, but they also can't actually attack. I suppose if they're immobilized and they can still attack, then roll out of the way and you're out of harm's way for whatever the duration is that they are locked down. Still feel like, why immobilize when you can damage and potentially just outright remove with something like either Ring of Fire or, again, Trip Mine was something that I've liked a lot in the past. So let's stick with Ring of Fire. Let's stick with that for now, and let's carry on here.
Just a couple shards left. The quarry's gotta have one, right?
The quarry. Birthstone Quarry, shard detected. Yes, but we also have the Boundless Bay, which is a proving ground for our new mortar. The skippers at the Caelondian Armada learned their trade and the relative safety here. Okay, let's try it out. Since this is a new weapon, and if we are going to continue to use it, then we might as well try to get a material to upgrade it even more.
Caelondia's Armada was a glorious sight,
Whoa.
And our ship's mortars were unstoppable. At Boundless Bay, our Navy put those mortars through a rigorous inspection.
Okay, so this is the upgrade material for the mortar. This, I think, is something heavy, which is the upgrade for the hammer. So, we'll take it.
Had to use squirts to simulate explosive impact on the surface of the sea.
Maximize squirt kill shots in 5 of these. Whoa, mistakes were already made. Also, I just really don't want to target this. Oh, we can switch the target. We can switch the target. We're totally fine. It's just we're gonna have to be kind of patient here. Who are we aiming for, you ask? Someone in the middle. Someone in the middle. Oh, I'm looking at the target, but I really should be, like, the bullseye at the bottom of the ground, but I should really be looking at the more yellowish marker. Definitely not that one. Hold on. Hold on just a moment here. Because we definitely had some in the middle, and I did not realize that's what we were looking for. Like, here-ish? Oh, okay, does still. That gave us one of our challenges completed, but yeah, it charges up more than I would like it.
Choosing targets with those mortars was one of the trickiest parts.
Once you fully charged it up, you can switch the target, but it doesn't change how far it's going to shoot. It's the downside. Ooh, like this. Okay, well, fortunately, I think we can still make this work. Oh, they all moved away right when I did that, though. Okay. And I'm thinking we're going for this group over here. Ooh. Probably should have waited a little bit to try to fine-tune that shot a little bit more. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. That also probably could have been better.
Kids' mortars in tip-top shape.
I swear, if it's 75 for the top prize, I'm not going to be happy. It might be as well. I bet it is. 80. We are close. This, I specifically remember this one. This challenge, perhaps more than any other, I remember because I think that in my first ever Bastion playthrough that I got the third, or the top prize immediately, the first attempt. And it certainly is doable. It takes a little bit of luck, and also just understanding that you have to be kind of quick with how you're aiming it. Otherwise, you're going to end up in a situation where we found ourselves on a few occasions there, where it's shooting the maximum distance and it's going to be at the far end of the pack rather than the front or ideally middle of the pack where you're going to maximize the number of squirts to take out. But we can get something burnt here to upgrade it further, and something heavy, which, as I said, I believe is the hammer upgrade material. Why don't we head back to the Bastion? We'll see what we can get with that most recent upgrade material, and if it is something that seems like it could perhaps improve our effectiveness here, then maybe we'll head back and see if we can get the third and final reward.
Too bad about the Armada, but at least one of those mortars survived.
Okay, so let's see then, at the forge, with something burnt, we can now increase the blast radius. That is exactly what we'd be looking for. Damage doesn't really matter in this situation. Faster reload I don't think is going to matter here either. Crit chance not going to matter here either, because the aiming speed actually, you could make the case, is a bad thing in this one specific situation, because you kind of want to get just the right amount, the precise amount of distance with your shot. And as we were just saying, if you delay or if you hesitate, then you're gonna get the maximum distance. You can't undo that, and then you're gonna shoot over much of the pack. I guess if you back far enough away, then you just charge up all the way and you'll shoot in the middle no matter what. But you could theoretically make a case for deliberately taking critical hit chance just so that you don't have the aiming speed here. So, maybe we'll do it. Well, we'll keep it this way just because I doubt we'll remember to come back here to switch this around when we try this again. But let's go for the blast radius. The shrapnel charges affect stacks with Birthstone bombs. I assumed it did, but thank you for confirming. An alloy-based compound that erupts in every direction when a shell explodes for a wider area of effect.
Wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of those.
No, neither would I. Neither would I. Okay, so I think, given how that is just about exactly the kind of upgrade that we would be looking for, why don't we try it again?
Boundless Bay used to be a weapons test and dry dock. Ain't never been this dry, though.
So we'll see if we can fare a little bit better this time. It's 80 is the number we're looking for.
If you got a thing for heavy artillery, then I've got the place for you.
So one thing that we might be able to do a little bit better is that last time we went up pretty close to the edge, but I think if we're standing back here, that should be helpful.
A variety of modifications could be used to enhance the power of a mortar.
This this is also true. That's very much not the direction that I wanted to fire in, but I think we're far enough away from this angle. If we do this... but they all ran
Galleon
away.
mortar couldn't squish enough squirts. It was simply replaced.
I mean, if you do replace them, that would be kind of cool. I'm waiting for you to go over to this side where I thought there were more squirts. Scorch casualties, 71 means we need 9 with this shot. Is this our last shot? I assume it probably is. Oh, it looked good when I did it. It looked really good when I did it. And then they all moved. Except now we just need 4. Okay, so we're definitely getting maximum range here. If you guys could just, like, all come over here real quick. I think there's enough. I think there's enough. There's definitely enough. There it is. Nice. The bomb barrage is what we get from this. Should be a new secret skill for the Galleon. So let's check it out.
Good thing we got to that mortar before the beasts of the wild learned how to use it.
I suppose so. Okay, so what is that ability exactly? Bomb barrage. An experimental technique that overloads the firing tube with several shells that launch simultaneously, conceived as a last-ditch naval maneuver. Okay, so shoots numerous of them. I mean, we've seen how much damage, how much AoE the Galleon has, but the question then is, how exactly does how does it target stuff, basically? Or does it just go haphazardly, completely randomly across the area? Is it like several in a circle right around us? Hard to say definitively. I guess we'll give it a shot. We'll see how we like it. Then we'll head out. And so Boundless Bay is complete. And now we head over to the Birthstone Quarry.
The secret to how we built Caelondia so tall and proud lies in Birthstone Quarry.
Once, there were many such treasures in this key source of Caelondia's wealth. Okay. Sounds like a very significant location then.
Imagine everything you'd need to build a city like Caelondia. It takes hard work and planning, and it also takes Birthstone Quarry.
Okay. Not gonna lie, I almost fell off the edge there. Okay, lots of stuff for us
Tunnels
to
beneath the
break.
quarry must have softened the blow from the calamity.
Tunnels, you say?
We bought the whole place from the Ura on the cheap.
Oh. That music was very unnerving. What is that?
Same goes for its natives, rattletails. Why would the Ura put up with those pests?
Not entirely sure. Also, I totally missed, but apparently I didn't miss. Oh, that's friendly. That thing right there. Apparently. You see the hearts around it.
Rattletails ain't the worst of it either, but more about that in a little bit.
Oh, now it's not. Okay, it was just...
The
Oh,
quarry ain't exactly up to safety standards
it just
anymore.
was not pleased about the other things in here. And as soon as those were gone, it realized that we were next on the menu. This is a very nice weapon for taking out destructible environmental stuffs. Great for destroying our environment.
The quarry came with a lifetime supply of windbags.
Windbags.
Windbags smaller than the naked eye can see are nesting in those rocks.
That one's friendly as well. Theoretically. At least for the time being, but of course we saw what happened to the previous one. And I feel like that's going to change as soon as we flip this switch. Just trying to get that first. But yep, it's angry now. It's angry now. It is fast. Wow. Also, that is not the direction that I rolled in. I rolled this way. Thank you very much. Does the switch get rid of this thing that's blocking us?
But there was even more
Yes,
to
it does.
than that.
I thought it might. Yes, ranged enemies like that. Kind of difficult for us to deal with since we don't have a great way to deal damage to them quickly.
Not only are these rocks a source of life, we found that the oldest ones remember things.
What? Excuse me? The rocks remember things, you say. Oh, hello. I did not see those guys. Another example of something that is kind of hard for us to take out. Our arsenal. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of what we're rocking right now, just because the aiming speed, although I originally thought this was the way to go, does make it very easy to overshoot your target, it seems. Don't know what I was aiming at, but I was anticipating that
They're
there would be
recording
something.
everything, all the time, taking it all in.
Once again, is this guy actually friendly or not? Not. Oh no, he is. He is. I take it back. He's helping us out.
No wonder all those beasts were drawn to the quarry. The rocks were calling them.
We'll set you free. Fortunately, we now have a great weapon against those guys.
Keeping the quarry free from pests turned out to be a problem. Rattletails kept tunneling in to snack on windbags.
It's the deal with those rattletails. We really haven't been able to see much about them yet, other than how they keep on very mobile.
Without those
Keep on running around.
the quarry might not have its special qualities. Windbags tended to the rocks, so we had to keep the rattletails at bay.
Okay, so it seems like they're the ones that have shot those projectiles at us. Oh, another friendly one. For the time being.
Now, why would the Ura sell off such a fascinating place?
Are we looking to go here first? These guys are obviously going to pop up at us. The question is when. As soon as we get whatever it is that's over here, must be the answer.
Even stink eyes started taking root in here.
Pretty good for the stink eyes as well. Can we get through there if we deactivate you? We can. This is definitely a trap of some kind. Yes? No? No? Question mark? This surprises me. Load our guard down again. What? Huh, weird. Surprises me. Alright, so here's the friendly dude. For the moment. Ow, except he can still hit us, except if we walk right up to him, then he's no longer friendly. Probably shouldn't have attempted fate like that, but he had a little fragment next to him. And I had to take the fragment. Never mind the fact that we have a ow.
The Ura always were a superstitious
magnet.
lot.
Still hear more. That might have helped. That might have helped.
Might be the gods told of the quarry's bad news.
There's not a lot of ways for us to avoid getting hit here. This would actually be extremely helpful. This windbag can help us out here and destroy some of these guys. Much appreciated. Oh well, okay. It tried. Now at least there's only one. What we can do is use this as a wall. Oh, we can actually hit through that. Even our flamer, bellows, is surprising. So yeah, first impression, it's not great. Not great. I mean, I guess it's not our first impression at this point, but Bellows does seem to be causing us a few problems here. What I'm getting at. Hello. I totally saw that coming, and yet I still was unable to do anything about it. Oopsie daisy. Surely. Surely we can handle that.
In any case, it's fair to say the quarry was a godsend.
Alright, hold on. So do we want to switch any of that stuff around? The weapons, what did we do? Whoop. That one did sneak up. That one I was not ready for. Notice how many of them there are over here. Now, that's something stringy. This is the bow upgrade. I assume these guys are all popping up as soon as we take this? Yep. Oh, and we may have just gotten another challenge completed there. That was very close to us falling off the edge. No big deal. Okay. So yeah, this would probably be our last chance to switch our weapon, but I guess we'll stick with what we have here. Just not totally thrilled about it at all. Thank you. And more there? There's more. There's also the ledge. We need to put that. That almost took us out.
Those rocks, all polished to a mirror sheen.
Okay, I think we do actually need to hit this again, but it did give us a shield to take out that enemy at least. It's nice how it can target enemies pretty precisely from that range. Maybe not the right time to heal. Those guys, those specific turret
keep
plants.
the lights on in an entire city district.
Those specific plants give us very little time to react. Whereas these ones, the ones we've seen previously, much slower, I think. Also, that is not the right weapon. Away you go. Okay, presumably we need to hit this. That opens up this area.
The smaller ones, we call them shards.
Oh, I went off the edge again, trying to avoid these guys. Doing that a little too much, this vision. And that grenade silly. Silly Billy. So I was under the impression that this was not the quote-unquote correct direction. That this was an area where we were going to get some additional bonus materials of some variety, which is why I decided to go this way first. I am now second-guessing that assessment.
Core's power, enough to fuel a voyage to the motherland.
All this talk of cores, whatnot. Whoa! Is it just me, or is that bigger than usual? I feel like this is a bigger frog than we usually see. But that was almost enough to take it out in one hit. Okay, you didn't care about that one, though.
Well,
almost fell off the
the
edge.
quarry's all dried up.
You can fall off the
These
edge.
rocks
Like
are
that.
much too young to be of use.
Would have liked to have gotten that health potion, but let's just double check what the deal is over here. Oh, is there nothing over there? Oh, I take it back. Okay, I really thought that this connected over here, and that's why I thought that we were going a different route. But no, this is the only way. What else hiding there? It's quiet. Too quiet. Now we can go this way. Don't feel good about this.
Remember how I said rattletails ain't the worst thing in the quarry?
Oh.
That honor goes to a beast we took to Colin, Sir Lunky. Massive
Is that
thing
so?
stomped many of our boys. We just couldn't get rid of him.
Is that so now? Now remember, we have our new special skill, our secret skill, which we are very likely to use here. Sir Lunky, strangely enough, not really pursuing us at all. Maybe we can get his friends. Including these guys. I'm not sure if there's going to be a finite number of them. They're going to spawn infinitely. But we've taken 2 of them out, and now we've probably gotten Sir Lunky's attention.
The rocks in Birthstone Quarry is Sir Lunky's head.
Doesn't seem to care. I do not know if this is actually damaging him, but it feels like we should continue to try. There we go. Now we've got his attention. Whoa! Okay. I suppose that should come as a surprise that he hits like a truck.
His big fat rump's plenty tough too. But so was a kid. We never could get stubborn old Lunky to leave the quarry alone.
Wow. Okay, so we 2-shot him.
Then the kid hears a voice calling from down the hall.
I think...
Are you alright? It says.
What? I think only 2 of those actually hit because we fired at him a whole lot, but he didn't seem to acknowledge most of those shots. And once he did, we obviously, I think it was a power shot that was initially the thing that caught his attention, and so presumably that does deal a little bit more damage. And then, I think only 1 more shot that actually landed that took him out, so yeah, huge damage in that case. Here's the upside of the mortar. What is this?
It's him.
It's
I've come
him.
to warn you, he says.
It's Zolf. Zolf? What are you doing here? Fractured monument we can discuss. Asks Zolf why he left the Bastion. Remember, he destroyed the Bastion and then stormed off. We didn't see it when it happened, but we saw the aftermath. What happened back there between you and Rux?
The Bastion is under siege. Let it fall. You should not go back.
What? What are you talking about? Won't let us get the shard either? Anything hiding over here? The edge. On that side, at least. Nothing else blocking us over there. Doesn't seem like we can get it. Zolf's blocking us and saying the Bastion is sieged?
Kid hears him, but he ain't about to be deterred.
Something tells me Zolf will not be pleased.
If that's the way it is, he says, then I won't stop you.
Oh, but I don't know about that. It sounds like, given what we saw him do, the aftermath of what happened to the Bastion after he tried to destroy it, he doesn't seem to be the forgiving type.
Because my countrymen will.
What? That sounds like a threat.
Say what you will about Zolf, but he's a man of his word. His countrymen don't much care for pleasantries, though.
And he wasn't kidding. We are fighting for what? You're not dead yet.
Too bad for that. Zolf showed him the way here, and here they came to take revenge.
That was the most difficult enemy that we have fought thus far. I honestly did not even realize that you could do this. You can block with the second analog stick, the right analog stick. That was an Ura. Most difficult, most complex enemy that we've fought thus far. And not the last of it, either. Hit hard. Very hard as well. Bellows hits hard as well. All of our skills do, at this point.
They got inside the Bastion and shut the door. Kids got going through the back.
We're trying to make our way back. They're attacking.
I should have told him sooner about all this.
Harp
To
guitar?
make matters worse, seems the Ura took the girl.
No! Zia! It's her harp.
Unfortunately, they broke in, and they started digging their hole. Something wrong sprung out.
And they're here, in the Bastion, attacking
Tried
us.
to stop him, but we needed him.
And all of our friends that we had before, the ankle gator, the bull, the pecker, they're here, helping us fight off the Ura, who have attacked the Bastion.
Our baby pecker, he don't make it.
No! We took out the pecker. Where is he?
Somehow, some way, he sends those Ura packing. Problem is, it didn't matter. Zolf's plan worked. We find each other as the dust settles. Then I tell him why the Ura came. To get us back. For the calamity. It was Caelondia's master plan to wipe the Ura out. But part of that plan backfired, didn't it?
The calamity.
If only Zolf knew the whole story.
The thing that brought the world to its current state, destroyed the Bastion in the first place, and wiped out everyone but us, Rux, Zia, Zolf. We, the Caelondians. We set it off? Here's Zia's guitar. Ask about the harp guitar, cast aside from the front of the Bastion, in front of the Bastion. Where is Zia? Do you see what happened to her?
What were we to think? They must have got her, taken her back to her rightful home.
Because remember, she and Zolf are both Ura. And so, yes, it all happened very quickly, but we were fighting our way back to the Bastion. We got here, and the Ura quite literally attacked here, attacked our home, and with the help of our friends, the Ankle Gator, the Squirt, and the Bull, we were able to fend them off, unfortunately. Yes, they can truthfully destroy, kill your pets, your friends, and so the pecker, I'm afraid the pecker didn't make it. Let's use the monument.
The shards can put this disease in remission, but there's only one cure. We need to finish what we started.
We need to finish what we started. Well, we can use the shard to upgrade what appears to be the last spot here, the shrine. Get the true shrine.
Seems the gods recommended this place to all their friends. Think the gods are gonna help.
And with that, we can get Mycia is now new. Goddess of loss and longing, foes shall regenerate from any injury. The Lord Mother gave away her heart and bears the Star of Caelondia in its stead. Alternately, we have Garmuth, god of purpose and folly. Foes shall deflect attacks on a whim. Oh, that sounds nasty. Despite his lack of senses, the crippled Duke gives counsel to the humble and the wise. Yeah, I mean, these sound like they could be considerably more difficult than the ones that we've used thus far. I honestly don't remember as much what the ones we've done do. Oh, well, there's the one that drops the grenade. Foes shall have vengeance in throes of defeat. I think that's this one. Foes shall grow quicker and move and to strike. So yeah, just generally makes foes trickier to deal with because they'll dance around us more quickly, they'll attack us more quickly. So those two, I mean, this one this one could make things pretty difficult. I mean, we've been doing it for so long that there are many enemies that we have not fought without Pith active, so not entirely sure what the difference would be. I'm thinking of, like, for example, the big birds that swoop in and attack is the one that I've said on a few occasions is my least favorite enemy. If we were to deactivate Pith, perhaps those would be much more manageable, because the tough thing about them is that they are so fast. They attack you once and they immediately recover from that first attack to get you with another one, and they deal a lot of damage when they do it, so there's just very little way to avoid taking damage from them. So, whereas the grenades they drop when they die is, for the most part, just are you paying attention? If so, then you should be able to roll out of the way. If not, then you're going to take some damage. So that one's much more manageable. But regenerating HP, I mean, think about major enemies, boss-like enemies. That could be a big factor. Little enemies that we can take out in 1 or 2 hits, perhaps less so. But the deflecting attacks on a whim, hard to know with what frequency that would be the case, but that could become quite challenging if it is frequent indeed. So I think, as I was saying, the reason why we didn't upgrade this until the very end was because it's already pretty late in the game, and I don't think getting the additional shards or fragments and XP is going to make that much of a difference at this stage. And so, for that reason, we probably are unlikely to activate this here.
All we need is one last shard.
All we need is one more shard. And we did finish a whole bunch of challenges at the memorial. So let's see what we have here. The Mercy, we just got this. Vanquish creatures touched by the calamity, defeat the required number of different species of beasts. 15 out of 15. I would like to believe that the Ura were not the 15th, but that may not be the case. In fact, I think it was the Ura that was number 15, and that, just the way that they are also phrased as a beast, doesn't sit well.
The windbags ain't the only beast that drew a bad lot.
Yeah. Calamity was more merciful to some beasts than others. These others deserve mercy of their own. We also got this one. The Skippers show surpassing skill with the Galleon Mortar, inflict 999 damage with a single shell. Don't remember exactly how we made this one happen, but presumably it was when we hit numerous enemies simultaneously, some of which probably had a lot of HP, because I imagine if we're going against squirts, for example, that go down in one hit, as we did in the Proving Ground, you know, even if we deal 500 damage to 20 squirts, it probably only counts as 1 damage apiece, and that's why we didn't just immediately get this as soon as we went to the Proving Ground. But
the Skippers
we'll take it.
Delivered us from the motherland.
Even the most distant shores were well within the reach of these masters of the sea. Then the Cinders show surpassing skill with the Fire Bellows, defeat 20 foes with 1 continuous attack without taking damage. Oh. When did we get this one? I mean, this seems like a pecker kind of situation. I'm actually kind of surprised that we didn't get it from that trial, that Proving Ground, but no, I think we only just got this.
The Cinders kept the city good and warm.
They harness the forces of nature, improving all aspects of life in the city. Then the Sanctuary build the Bastion, create every structure in the Bastion, which is what we quite literally just got from upgrading the True Shrine. And this is worth a ton.
The Sanctuary. If we can build, we can rebuild.
Everything can be undone, even the greatest cause of ruin. But it must be undone one stone at a time.
Sometimes I want to ask him, why do any of this? But truth is, I don't want to know.
Oh, that is dark. And the game as a whole has suddenly gotten much, much darker. But with that, I think this is a good place for us to wrap up here. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time.